Good afternoon, everybody. This is Peter Mossbauer from Infosim, and I have the pleasure to take you through some ideas and about the new portal, dashboards, analysis, how to do the drill downs with the new portal, how to set up dashboards, and some tips around it. So, yeah, let's jump in. What I did notice first is that some folks of you are still using the old portal access, even if you have the StableNet version 11 and the appropriate service packs. Currently it's 6 is released. And there's an easy difference to identify. So if you still have it on the URL with your IP address and the appropriate port typically set for StableNet. Sometimes others use other ports, but that is a typical setup. And the difference is basically easy to spot. If you don't have the portal at the end, then you will go to the old portal. And if you put the portal at here, you will come to the new portal. I will show in a minute how that looks like. And then, of course, there are many features in and very powerful features in the new portal, how to navigate things, how to do a quick analysis on that. It's many things are preset. You can still go in and adapt to what you will require for your daily operations and views. And also to how to go on Geomaps, drill down, and how to set that up. So let's jump directly in to the browser. And when I would jump to the old portal, it would look like that. And you can set up users as you had before. So it's and as you need for your operations people, set up the dedicated access. If you go to the old portal, it would look like that, and you probably know that, and go the Geomaps and see how you can do the analysis on that. But on the new portal, it's much nicer. I will just jump to that. Go on inventory. You see also the navigation tree has streamlined and optimized for operations work. And so you can select your dashboards here. I have to just move my window out of the way. And I will just select your an operations dashboard here. And you can basically set that up with any flavor of your need. So for your big operations where you have many information, to get the real status out of how are things working in your environment. And here, this is on a demo for 5G. It's not really with real 5G data behind. It's just from our demo lab. But if you have real data, you can also get that in. And if you want to set it up for a customer, with a customer view and some information about that. But I will come to that. So let's just jump into a Geomap. And the first thing you will notice, okay, it still comes up with OpenStreetMaps, but you have selectors where you can select, I want to see the alarms, I would like to see the devices, I will enable auto update, I want to see the alarms table, so I can turn that on and off. And then, of course, I would like to see the links in between. These objects on the maps are automatically positioned. You can go in a StableNet in the measurements and do modify. And you can, if you don't have it a geo coordinate set, you can just enter, for instance, as the city or the location airport, and then the city Munich, and it will identify that. Of course, you can give a more precise address, and it will position the objects directly on the map, and this will directly also propagate to this Geomaps here. So that's quite handy. My recommendation is always really load geo tables in. You don't have to do it manually, but in case you miss anything or you want to do a quick adapt, you can do that. So how to do a drill down on that? Just click on that object. If you have more objects, you get more on the list, but I will go here and I will do an open device dashboard. And now, in difference to the old portal, you get a very nice preset view giving you the most valuable information about what is happening here. And when you see, okay, there's a minor issue with this routing device, and you see how the responses are, and you see the links in between, and if you go further down, you can see that there's an issue with IP-SLA jitter. So basically, device A to device B, what has been set for this device, an end-to-end measurement, not agent to network element. It is really on IP-SLA, or if you take Huawei NQA or Juniper RPM or Nokia IP-SLA, then you get really end-to-end measurements on the layer 3, of course, because it's IP. You can also do it on other ways, but this is layer 3. But, even without thinking, you see directly, okay, with this device, there's an issue with the jitter. Then I can look into the health status and see what is happening here. And no wonder on the next layer, you see it's an issue with quality MOS. If you have jitter on a link and you have VoIP on, what will it result in? You will have a distorted VoIP signal. And also the quality is less. And MOS typically is regarded from 1 to 5. And gives you high 5 is the best. 1 is almost not readable, So, and but you can very quickly get to that. Then, of course, these other things you can also look into what is about. But what is very handy, and just to give you an idea about, because you might not have seen that in that level in detail, so you probably have seen how the infrastructure topology is directly shown and outlined. Of course, there must be some routing tables behind, which are read in from devices. If there is no table known, then you will just see the single element, so don't wonder. But you can always check on the discovery properties if you have read in routing or linking information. And if you want to group it like in a large environments, Radial is typically making it easier to visualize where is my device in related to the context of your operations environment. And you see here is this device which has the issue. If you hover on, you can get the preset analysis, what you need. And so it will give you directly a very quick way of seeing what is working, and also if there are any backup links and things like that. In large environments, if you go up, this is a demo lab, so it's not so large. But if you have several 10,000s of elements in there, then it will definitely ease the job to identify, where is it, what is wrong, which area is impacted about, and to identify that. And then you can, of course, go directly with all the tools and analyzers on and look at that in detail. But when you spot this little cogwheel here, we did put with 11, with version 11, we did also put the tagging and grouping features on, which are quite handy here. And when you look at that, I will just select city, and it will directly, instantly group all these structures which I have here on the map into a city layout. I can also go up and down in the structure, and you see how these cities are related in. And with this device here, which has the issue, remember it was the bad VoIP quality because of jitter. And you can also see, okay, I would like to group it now like whatever, a device model, for instance. And you see now it's just regrouping with the first layer assigned to a city, like New York, Dallas, Moscow, London, Warsaw, and Berlin, and so on. And I can also scale that up. and it will do it on a higher scale, and it will directly outline your network topology to your criteria as you have set. These criteria is driven by tags, so you can label all these objects with your own tags. So there are basic tags, of course, you know, like device models, things like that, with your own cities and countries, which you always would have. But you can also group it by customers, and like if you assign to these elements and services are assigned to serve Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola or Heineken, whatever, then you can do that and get the same value. But how are these things set up, and how to go further into analysis? And so I will just do a quick go to a device analyzer, and then I can just pull that in here, and it gives me directly the information. I can go further down into details and look at that and see what is happening there. And you have all that tool set now to identify and filter and select. I want to look in a specific time interval and get this information out, and so on. You know, there are many flavors. You can also put it in dark mode, of course, if you prefer that. Some people do. In normal operations, people after a while, they would like their white mode back again. So dark mode is quite handy, but the white images are more eye-friendly, actually. Good, but how to set up these things and how to get into the dashboards? I did show a dashboard like that with, I go back to this one, where I take this previous one, where it was set up for a customer, and you have all this information. This you can still do in the normal Java GUI. And if I take this dashboard, I can select it here, and you see it's coming up, or any other. But when you create these dashboards, they're automatically propagated into the web portal, so you don't have to do it yourself. There is one thing I would like to show you. It's a little trick how to do it, and I will do it on this dashboard. I just have to move my face away a little bit here, and I will go to this dashboard. I go on a modify, and you see that I did, this is the way how to set it up. And you can say I have a weather map here, and you can select from all that weather maps, which you can create. Same way as I did show you with this grouping on tagging, and so you can create it here in weather maps, and you can store it as a weather map. It's actually called router lab fraport, but I can change to anything else and structure. I think that's the same as before, so no difference here. And but you can also add, of course, the layouts. But there is one thing which I noticed always: if you want to have a table in here, you know, like a table down here, it didn't directly work. So there's a little trick to do that, and I will show you how that does work. So first I will take a group analyzer. I will just go to this, take the group analyzer, and I already, for the sake of the time, I did already pre-select inventory, and I got an inventory connectivity errors table. You can use any other table, but you see there are tables or there are graphs where there's nothing labeled here, then it will be a graph. And if it's a table, of course, it's a list. And when you link that list, you get that link. Okay, you can copy that link, and I will close it again. And now I would like to add it to my URL renderer to have it here. So, and I take that out, and I copy that in. And if I do that, does it automatically fill now, because I had said that before. But this last part here, it would be normally off. So, and if you just do that and validate the URL, then it doesn't tells you an error. But as I did it before, it repeats it, and it then does go and set this URL table here, and that's the trick to get it in. I also did outline that in the PowerPoint, where I put here, if I show that and show it here, and you see to avoid to getting that error, it just needs the hint to what type it is, and it's actually a CSV because it's a table, and then it is compatible, and it will directly show up in the web interface as I have it down here, you know. So, and so that works pretty nicely, and yeah, my recommendation is really go in, look at the new StableNet portal, set your tag trees as you prefer. One of this models I like is, you know, quite often how are the vendors doing, and I select by Cisco and Juniper, but you can also create services on that, and by that you can get in and do analysis on that, and you know, add a measurement, whatever, make it here, and so, and get the measurements out of there. So there is a very, very powerful environment to work into do analysis, and you can also get that into reports and so on. So that is makes the operations life very easy. The plan, of course, is also to go to a full web-based interface. Actually, I find, and that's my personal feelings, that with the Java GUI, which is a very easy setup, you know, basically setup.exe, it's very quick to get you an operations environment to create things, to model things, to set up, very, very time saving, while for daily work operations, the web interface is perfect, and it has many, many new features in even more than the Java GUI to help you on daily operations, and you can go directly in and look into the weather maps and do adjustments on that, and various analysis, and select objects, and go in and you know, do you have to select it first, and sometimes the mouse helps to really trigger it, and then go further down and drill down. Or you can also work on live data. Of course, you have to show and navigate in which area you want to look at that, and to see and select what templates you would like to use on that, and then it tells you what type of data it will have, and then you can fetch the live data, and it will now directly go to the device. It will take some time for the device to respond. Actually, in StableNet it will do it quickly, but it's reading in from SNMP, and so you have the information here how that does work. This is just a very quick insight, you know, about the new dashboard, and my recommendation is make yourself familiar with that. Keep in mind, if you're using still the old portal, I would recommend to just add /portal to the URL, and as you can do it here, I will show you. You see that in German, but the tab is fairly clear, you know, new portal, and you have just a portal here, and then you will get it in and directly have that. So yeah, that brings me already to the end. So yeah, let me say many thanks. Of course, we have a lot of information on our Infosim web pages, and we currently are permanently are updating that. And please have a look there. And so yeah, many thanks. I hope I could give you some insights on that. And have a great time. And please address us or our colleagues if you have any questions about. And sure to help you about this. So thanks very much and have a great day. So.